It should be exciting for many people because they get some money.
Tax season opens in just 1 week, so now is the time to prepare. It's the latest topic for our 3 on Your Side podcast. Susan is here now with a preview and some tax tips to get us started.
Good morning. This week we talked with Mark Steber. He is the Chief Tax Information Officer at Jackson Hewitt. We'll start with one of the most important pieces of advice. File early. Here's why.
If you file early, like 3 out of 4 taxpayers get every year, you get your money early. That's pretty simple. File your taxes, get your money. Last year's refund was about $3,000 and they're trending higher this year. The second and equally and more important reason to file early, when you file your tax return with the IRS and your state, it locks up your personal data. So if some schemer out there has got your personal information that they bought on the dark web or have from other data breach during the year and they try to file a sneaky tax return and get your refund, if you file first, they're locked out. On the other hand, if they filed first, you'll get a pesky reject message and you'll be locked out.
And there are also some major tax changes this year. A couple examples: more money for dependent care credits and child tax credits. Millions of people have already received advance payments for some of that child tax credit money, but not all of it.
It's upwards of about $3,600 in credits for each younger child you have, $3,000 for an older and $2,000 for even older children.
Because that is one of those things that has affected so many of our viewers. And it's a thing that comes with a lot of questions because families change over the course of the year. So I know for myself, even, we were getting a child tax credit for my son, but then in the middle of the year in July, we welcomed our daughter into our family. She wasn't included in our last year's taxes. What happens when you have a change that wasn't reflected in that child tax credit for this year?
So your situation, complicated though it is much more the norm. But the long and short of it is you'll have to do 2 things, as will anybody who had a dependent change. You'll have to reconcile what you received so far during the year, to the extent you're part of that 35 million taxpayer group that got advanced payments. You'll get the balance of what you're due, plus any new money you're due from a new dependent that shows up on your tax return.
Right now, there is a QR code on your screen that will take you right to the podcast, where we also talk about a new deduction for charitable giving that you can claim even if you take the standard deduction.